The SSniperWolf drama has evolved once again, and today it is, well, a YouTuber calling out another YouTuber for calling out another YouTuber for doxing another YouTuber and doing some horrific things to another YouTuber. Yet, it's like YouTube Inception right now, and I'm here talking about this YouTuber, talking about a YouTuber, talking about a YouTuber, talking about a YouTuber, who's talking about a YouTuber. And basically, obviously, we all know what's gone on with SSniperWolf over the past kind of few weeks, or even the past few months. First of all, she doxes Jack's films, which gets her in a lot of trouble. She gets, like, banned, or not even banned, she gets a monetization, like, temporarily stopped for, like, 2 weeks. She's then back fully monetized and uploaded into her channel like nothing happened, and people are like, YouTube, what are you doing about this? And YouTube are like, staying silent, and then Azzyland makes a video, or no, Nerd City makes a video with Azzyland, who calls out SSniperWolf for being a not very nice person at these conventions, like gaming conventions, where, you know, she's supposed to be a gaming YouTuber and she came like dead last in this competition, and she was so furious that she kicked off with Azzyland and basically went for her at this event, whilst also like you know, verbally abusing her husband at the time. And it's an entire mess. The whole thing is a total mess. If you don't know about any of this stuff, there are some videos on my channel, like from a few days ago. Go and check those out first. It gets you up to speed on everything so far. But DigitalNex has uploaded a video yesterday at the time of recording. Basically, YouTuber caught lying, ... again, where he goes on to call out Azzyland for lying about the whole SSniperWolf situation. And we're going to be watching it today, taking a little look at it and breaking it down and, you know, going through it, because it's pretty crazy. And, you know, for context, not many people know this, and he doesn't really say this within his video, but he and SSniperWolf are like bezzy mates. They're like two peas in a pod. They're very good friends. They do videos together all the time. So, you know, there is a lot of bias within this video, but let's check it out.
Well. Liar, liar, plants for hire. This YouTuber is a big phony liar. What is up, guys? DigitalNex, and I haven't made one of these videos in a very long time talking about another YouTuber. I never do it often. Last time I think I did one was on the Ace family, like a long time ago. But I couldn't sit on the sidelines for this one. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, Azzyland and SSniperWolf have had some beef going for a while now, and a new video just came up today. And was it video evidence of SSniperWolf doing something? No, not really. It was more of, I'm gonna tell you a story and hopefully you believe it. You should.
Now, just to interject a little bit with some facts. Obviously, yes, there was no evidence or video evidence of this actually happening, but what there was, you know, witnesses who were cross-referenced in Nerd City's video about the account and about what actually happened, and they all corroborated, and, you know, the result was all the same. So, you know, yes, there was no video footage or proof, but, you know, I believe there were 5 witnesses that were asked by Nerd City. They all said the same thing and backed up Azzyland's story. And her husband, or ex-husband, also backed up the story as well.
Good, because I fact-checked it. I was there. It happened to me. I lived through the traumatic experience. If you don't know who Nerd City is, he has made videos on SSniperWolf before talking about her and different things like that. So nothing new. It's one of those things. I've been guilty of it too. Sometimes you need the views and want to pump up the numbers, so you pull out old reliable. You know, you just slap that name in the title and put a picture up in the thumbnail. Boom, views. It's all there. She's got the whole package. So you're probably wondering, SSniperWolf's an angel. She would never hurt a fly. She would never show where a fly lives. You know, what could she have possibly done now? She would never ghost a fly. Apparently in this latest video, Azzy has decided to be brave and come forward after all this time of her being, can I say assaulted while still remaining family friendly? Should I say she didn't feel safe around SSniperWolf. Now,
She was literally assaulted in public, in front of a crowd of people, like, because SSniperWolf lost a game of Fortnite. Let's just like, you know, put this into context.
Assuming a lot of you are wondering why I'm joking about this situation, Digital, that sounds very serious. You know, why are you joking around about something like that? That's very traumatic for someone. That's horrible. You shouldn't make light of a situation like that. And pretty much all the time, you're right. You shouldn't. But as someone who was actually there and witnessed the whole thing happening, I can tell you, nothing like that took place. Azzyland's entire story that she pretty much told just, doesn't really add up. Doesn't quite play the same way as I remember it. And I get it. Digital, you're very biased in this situation. You're like best friends with SSSniperWolf. You know, obviously you're gonna pick her side. In most situations, yeah, I want to defend my friend because she's my friend. I've known her for long. We don't have a social media relationship. We're not just friends online. We're friends IRL. I literally have dinner with her family. The Familia dinner from Fast and the Furious, we've done that with her family. So Nerd City recently made a video where he interviewed Azzy, and Azzy went over this horrible story where at an event, SSniperWolf lunged at her and attacked her and had to be pulled away because she was so ferocious and was just out of her mind and just crazy. She was an animal. And I was like, I wonder if she's talking about the Fortnite event. A few years, probably like 6 years ago, I think, maybe 6 years ago, a little bit less, a little bit more, I can't remember the exact time. A while back, there was a Fortnite Pro-Am event where they got a bunch of celebrities and influencers to go play Fortnite, and eventually they would win a bunch.
We know the context of all of this stuff, obviously. Now we're going to fast forward to his kind of reaction to the claims made by Azzyland. Let's go.
I would like to know.
Basically, they were like in a circle.
Okay, so this part, I don't know if I missed it anywhere in Nerd City's hour-long video, but I don't see any of the witnesses that he talked about or didn't want it to be named. I'm not gonna name drop them. I remember who some of them are. But I don't see him interview any of them in here. I don't see any claims from any of them is the thing. And I'm pretty sure Azzy doesn't, I'm pretty sure Azzy doesn't like me because my original Twitter got hacked. I wasn't very big on Twitter in the first place, and I only had like 7K, so I had to make a new one. Now my new one only has 500 followers, and if you go to Azzyland, she has me blocked. I'm blocked. She just knew my new one. You know, I haven't even said anything to her on the new one, except for recently, but even then I didn't tag her in anything. So
it's interesting, actually, the point that is made here, which is, you know, obviously there's the witnesses weren't actually interviewed on camera. Was that to protect their identities and, you know, protect their anonymity? Probably. But I guess it's a bit of a tough one for Nerd City to kind of include them within the video when they want their identities kept secret. But at the same time, the majority do outweigh the minority. So, you know, it's basically 6 versus 2 in this one. Or, you know, 7 if you include Azzyland versus 2. And so far, you can see where the bias in the video is creeping in. Because this guy's, like he said, he's best friends with SSniperWolf. He's had dinner with her family. You know, they're clearly very close in real life. So he's not going to jump on this and like literally out her for something that's happened. But, you know, it's a weird one.
Why am I blocked? You know, what did I do? What did I say? You know, but I'm getting off track. Let's hear Azzy talk about the situation.
And I walked to the bathroom, and then when I was walking back, I saw them, and they're like, "Hey, Azzy," and then I was like, "Sniper was there," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Just be nice." They just walk over, and then I go in there, and I got really awkward, so I started like just telling an embarrassing story of myself, and she just like is looking at me. She's silent, and she's like angry, and then she like lunges at me, and I don't remember like exact details.
She doesn't remember the exact details. I'll play the clip so I'm not taking things out of context.
Terrifying. Got in between and like pulled her off me, and then they took her back into the room, and then I was out there, and they were like, "What the was that?"
The person she's referring to that grabbed SSniperWolf would have been me. Like he even said in the video and posted that he went and contacted people that were there. Hey everybody, Nickelodeon Gamer of the Year here. Just wanted to come back and say a few things, because things have changed over time. No new information has been revealed or anything like that. I did get a response from Nerd City. I gave him a very nice, logical response. I said,
now this is interesting. I wonder why it's being interjected here, because, you know, if he was the one that kind of pulled SSSniperWolf away, surely he would have been interviewed, because he was name dropped, and it was blurred out within the original video, and obviously afterwards, Nerd City, I don't know, my opinion's swaying a little bit, but I'm still steadfast.
Said, hey, from my point of view, what happened? Why didn't you talk to me? I'll read you his response. After I type out basically like 5 different comments replying to Nerd City and replying to another person saying, this is what happened, this is my recall of the event, Nerd City responds. He says, oh look, Nickelodeon Gamer of the Year. Hey dude, I respect the grind, but I'm starting to wonder, are you a psychopath as well? Kind of an interesting thing to say to me, especially since this is the first time we talked. You know, just straight up assuming I'm a psychopath because I'm telling you, hey, I was here at this event. From what I remember, this is what happened. There was no lunging at anyone. No one tried to attack anyone. I think Azzy's fibbing just a little bit, but I get called a psychopath. I'm crazy, like I'm selling NFTs to people or something.
Now, here's something that I note. He says there that like within his recollection there was no lunging at anyone, but moments prior, before he did this additional clip and like inserted it in, he said that he was the one that pulled SSSniperWolf away from lunging. So he's completely changed his story. Like, listen back to just before here.
Things out of context.
Terrifying. Got in between and like pulled her off me, and then they took her back into the room, and then I was out there and they were like, what the was that?
The person she's referring to that grabbed SSSniperWolf would have been me. Like he
literally just admitted to it, and then in the next clip he's like, oh, you know, whatever it was he said, like I can't even remember what he said. It was just
an interesting thing to say to me, especially since this is the first time we talked. You know, just straight up assuming I'm a psychopath because I'm telling you, hey, I was here at this event. From what I remember, this is what happened. There was no lunging at anyone. No one tried to attack anyone.
But you had to pull SSSniperWolf away from someone, so why would you have to do that if there was no lunging at anyone? I'm so confused. You know, the math ain't mathin'.
I think Azzy's fibbing just a little bit, but I get called a psychopath. I'm crazy, like I'm selling NFTs to people or something. Then he responds to another person in the same little thread that we're in, saying, this is her other minion. He's a key part of her criminal enterprise. I'm gonna need you to take off the tinfoil hat for just a second, and please give me an actual human response. When I have the beanie on, I'm level 1 Mafia, but when I put the beanie on, I go to level 99 Mafia in this criminal enterprise. I just thought it was a very weird response. But if I can explain better what I don't like about this whole situation, is that I don't like that Azzy's making up this story about Sniper lunging at her. Anytime people make a video about Sniper, it's, let me list, first of all, we got a checklist to run through. Let me list everything so you guys don't forget. Let me list everything that she's done, okay? We gotta take up the first 8 minutes of that, okay? Get them ads in. You know, now it's the final part of the video. We can talk about what she did now. I was there. I'm not...
I mean, yes, but people do that to provide context about who SSSniperWolf is as a person based off of track record. So, obviously, you know, you're not going to go into a video with no context, because you've got to assume that everyone who's watching it isn't up to speed, because otherwise they're going to watch your video and they're not going to watch it because they're not going to understand what's going on. So you have to list off, well, you know, there was the whole Jax Films incident where she doxed him and went to his house and published it on his story for millions to see. She then assaulted Azzyland in a Fortnite event. She's done this, she's done that, all the rest of it. Like, it just adds, it kind of builds a bit of a character profile for the person you're about to talk to, because this is all documented stuff. It actually happened. There is proof. You cannot deny that this happened, because literally there are screenshots floating around the internet with Jax Films' address like blurred out of her saying, I'm outside his house, here's his address. Like, you can't defend this kind of behavior. Like, you just can't. Like, there is no defending it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the video there. If you want to check out the full video, DigitalNex, go over to his channel, check it out, because, you know, he goes on to talk about all of the crazy things that he in his account, and how Nerd City and Aziland are completely wrong. Also, while contradicting himself throughout the video. So it's a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. It's a bit of a mess, and there's clear bias within the video. But what do you guys think? Maybe he's got some points, and I'm just being very cynical. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, because I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong. I'll put out a video saying, yeah, I was wrong. But in this case, read the room. I'm reading the room, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing. But I want to hear what you guys have to say on it. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new, and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, I hope that you have enjoyed. I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.